That's right. When you join Planet Fitness right now, you'll get access to tons of equipment and free fitness training in a clean and spacious club. Don't wait. Join the judgment-free zone today for that all-day energy. Download the free Planet Fitness app and join today for $1 down, $10 a month.
Deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter. Every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is a presentation of the 2024 NSAA State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State baseball coverage is powered by Mullen Motors, Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Members Owned Credit Union, Empire Fence and Netting, High Electric, and Union Bank and Trust. Now, calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert.
Welcome back into Warner Park. It's game 3 of 4 today. If you can believe it, I was just telling Austin Norman, holy smokes, it's taken, I rolled in here about 8:30 this morning, and we've only been able to play 2 baseball games in that amount of time. And so kind of crazy to think about that it's taken this long, but here we are. That's what the rain will do, I suppose, sometimes, but then also just some good baseball, good competitive matchups throughout the course of the day. The elimination games are done and over. It is now time for the winter bracket as we have our first one. It's a clash of 2 Lincoln schools, the Lincoln East Spartans going up against the Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman alongside. Austin, this is going to be a doozy as these 2 teams obviously familiar with each other, but man, I will say, as 2 guys that work, live in the city of Lincoln, it's good and exciting to see representation in a state tournament.
Oh, it absolutely is. I think back to even before the weekend or Saturday, I guess it would have been, Lincoln Northwest showed up. I want to applaud the Lincoln East and the Southwest fans for showing up, even more so than the Omaha school. So that's a point of pride. That's absolutely a feather in the cap. And I love this matchup too, Nick. These 2 teams played each other twice. It was back-to-back games.
Yep.
Actually, it's a 1-0 win in the first matchup for Lincoln East, followed by a 10-0 win for Lincoln East in the second matchup. For our sakes, let's see another 1-0 pitchers duel. But these are 2 of the most talented teams in the state, let alone the city of Lincoln. So, yeah, to see 2 Lincoln schools, see their fans travel up here, it's an exciting moment for the capital city.
Well, and we are going to get a good pitching performance from a couple of these guys. We know one, or we know both starters, obviously. We've already seen the Lincoln East starter in Friday's game. And Lincoln East come from behind, dramatic victory against Millard North on Friday. Paul Shortridge came in that extra inning in the 7th inning and 8th inning, and he was able to limit his pitch count, keep his numbers down, and he gets the start today. Paul Shortridge, 7-0 on the season, a 1.52 ERA.
He mixes pitches really well. He pitches backwards, he pitches forward, he hits his spots, he locates. It's an incredible job. Even the rapport he has with his catcher, Jeter Worthley, right? A good pitcher isn't a good pitcher without a good catcher. So to see that battery in action is going to be a treat.
Well, we saw Jeter Worthley play second base on Friday. So fresh legs coming in. We saw Garrett Springer get the start behind the dish on Friday against Millard North. Jeter Worthley gets the start behind the plate today against Lincoln Southwest. Garrett Springer, though, had himself quite the day on Friday at the plate. He's in there as the designated hitter. For Lincoln Southwest, led by head coach Mitch Vernon, they're going to start number 12, Sammy James, 3-1 record on the season, a 1.60 earned run average. For Lincoln Southwest, Caden Ransom, the designated hitter, certainly a guy to watch in that cleanup spot, but also really talented lineup from top to bottom, starting with Hudson Schaefer at top. Let's go ahead and take a step aside. We'll pause for the national anthem here and get you coming back in just a few short moments with state baseball right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Nick Standard, Austin Orman back with you from Warner Park. Really good crowd on hand, and it certainly helps that the sun has kind of started to peek through the clouds. We didn't know this morning whether or not we were going to get all 4 games in, if we were going to get 3 in, or even if we were going to be able to continue the first without any cancellations or pauses. But so far, so good. Knock on wood wherever you're at, if you're at your cubicle, in your vehicle, or even at home, because we have good baseball on deck, starting with Lincoln East and Lincoln Southwest here in just a few moments. Millard West and Creighton Prep will be the nightcap here from Warner Park. So once again, the battery for Lincoln East, who will be the home team, wearing the blue unis with the pinstripes, a really, really good look with the black hats.
I love color on color.
Yeah.
Crisp royal blue with the pinstripes. You can never go wrong with that. The green on white for Lincoln Southwest. My first look in person at Paul Shortridge. You hear about his 7-0 record, his ERA under 1.5. And he pitches from the left side. It's absolutely incredible. We got 2 matchups here of blue and green.
Yep.
With our nightcap coming as well. And hey, let me just throw this out here. Lincoln supremacy. Sun comes out for Lincoln. It doesn't for Omaha.
There it is. And I will say this is the best crowd that we've probably had at a state baseball game over the last couple of days. Saturday was really good. Friday was really impressive too for a weekday. But considering that it is a Monday afternoon, folks just now getting off of work, they made the trip up to Warner Park. It's been a really, really fun couple of days of state baseball. Excited for what's to come. So once again, Paul Shortridge on the mound. The catcher is Jeter Worthley, the future Michigan prospect. You will hear plenty of times saying, all right, this guy's going to this spot. This guy's playing here in the future. This guy may get drafted later this summer. That is a possibility and will be talked about extensively throughout the next couple of hours with Austin and myself. So buckle up, folks. We are ready to go. Stepping into the box, it'll be the shortstop, Hudson Schaefer for Lincoln Southwest. So Paul Shortridge, the lefty, the southpaw, not the tallest fella, but has good size to him. Jeter Worthley behind the dish. He has his earpiece ready to go after a couple of technical difficulties. And Shortridge winds up and fires in a first pitch ball just a little outside, 1-0. A lot of energy here at Warner Park. Millard West already in the building. They're sitting in left field as Schaefer swings at the 1-0 fastball. It's fouled back, 1-1. So a lot of sitting and waiting for Millard West and Creighton Prep as they will play the winner of that one, plays the winner of this one. The loser plays the loser. That's how this works, as the 1-1 pitch is just a tad low, 2-1.
Tough take. That looked appetizing.
2 balls, 1 strike here from Paul Shortridge to Hudson Schaefer. The 2-1 pitch swung on, skied high, right side. The second baseman ranging over, and he will take care of it as that out was made by Kai Berkey. So Berkey, the F4 flyout, and that brings up Trent Buddha. Buddha, the younger brother of Grant Buddha, current Husker football player. We've seen somebody that calls high school football the Buddha name really, really successful on the football field in the fall. But the first pitch of his at-bat, low and away, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes coming up to Trent Buddha. Starting in center field today, the 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled hard left side. Just a tad late on that fastball was Buddha. Evens up the count, 1-1 for Shortridge, the lefty. Once again, Warner Park, despite the rain last night, looks really, really good. Have the faded soccer lines as this one's chopped out left side. Third baseman up cleanly with it, throws it across the diamond to A.J. Avasco for the out number 2 here in this one. So 2 up, 2 down for Paul Shortridge. And that brings up the 3-hitter, Landon Sandy. Sandy starting behind the plate. He got the start as the catcher on Friday in Southwest's victory against Millard South. Southwest had a really nice start from Carter Chamberlain, who is not in the lineup today. Had a really nice outing from Carter on Friday, and Sandy takes ball 1 low and away, 1-0.
Shortridge mixed up timing there, shortened his lineup a little bit of a quick step.
Big boost for Lincoln East this year is that they've been here. They won the state championship last season, and the 1-0 pitch grounded to second base. Coming up with it and boots it does the second baseman, Kai Berkey. He taps his chest, says, "Sorry, that's my bad, Paul," and it's an error on the second baseman officially. So Landon Sandy reaches, and they'll have the courtesy runner come on in for him. The courtesy runner today is number 8 for Lincoln Southwest, Carter Chamberlain. So there you have it, as he will be the courtesy for the Silverhawks catcher.
The issue on that, Nick, was Berkey didn't charge it. Let it take that one extra hop. If he charges it hard and picks it up before that last bounce, I think he gets the out.
So now Caden Ransom, the designated hitter, he is the catcher if Landon Sandy is not in charge of that. He hits from the right side, facing the lefty, Shortridge. First one catches that outside corner, 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike, Caden Ransom up to the plate as Shortridge quickly steps off the rubber, resets, and now Caden Ransom wants to call time as Shortridge was going to quick pitch him. Now Shortridge walks halfway to second base, takes a second as everybody just kind of is taking a breath. Emotions running a little high here at Warner Park. Understandably so. It's an exciting day in the winner's bracket game. For the 1-0-1 pitch, rather, outside 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in inning number 1. Pick over to first base and Chamberlain back easily. On Friday afternoon, Caden Ransom went 3 for 4. 3 singles and flied out to the first baseman. Here he pops it right side of Asco, giving it a chase, but will not get there in time as it bounces up against the railing. And it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes to the designated hitter, Caden Ransom.
Curious to see how Shortridge approaches this here, Nick. That's a jam shot off the bat of Ransom. Does he come back inside? Does he try to get the backdoor breaking ball over that outside corner?
1 ball, 2 strikes. Shortridge comes set at the belt. Chamberlain short lead off at first base. He slows down, fires in a fastball, started walking off the mound, but it's ball 2, 2-2. The faded soccer line still painted here at Warner Park from Union Omaha matches. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, low and away, ball 3. The back pick over at first, not in time as Chamberlain gets back safely. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Lincoln Southwest getting their first crack at it. Chamberlain will be off with the pitch, but this is where if you're Shortridge, you watch Chamberlain, very, very small lead at first base. Shortridge fires, swung on and missed, and Paul Shortridge strikes out Caden Ransom to end the top of the first inning. Due up in the bottom half, it's 1, 2, 3, Worthley, Berkey, and Avasco coming up for Lincoln East. In the bottom half of the first inning, it's Silverhawks 0, Spartan 0 here on 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
We move to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be our first look at the Spartans today as they will face off against number 12, Sammy James, 3-1 record, 1.60 earned run average. He'll face Worthley, Berkey, Avasco, Springer, Peltz, Lasig, Senstock, Gaines, and Peterson, all 1 through 9 there for the Spartans here. Worthley will be the leader and the leadoff hitter, doing the catching and hitting in that number 1 spot. Once again, talked about it on Friday, the pressure that he can put on an opponent if he gets on base. Worthley on the season hitting .426 in 94 at-bats, has 40 hits, 1 home run, and 19 runs driven in. He scored 38 times. And so really setting the table if Worthley can get on for the next guys in line of Vasco, Springer, Peltz, those type of guys, as Worthley takes ball 1 low in the dirt. It is a lefty pitcher, Sammy James. 1 ball, no strikes, swung on, grounded right back at James. James spins around, flips it over to first base, and retires Worthley for out number 1, 1-3 on the putouts.
Jane surprised me with this velocity a little bit there, even during warmups, Nick. Another guy that's not the biggest, not the tallest, but both he and Shortridge can run it up there a little quicker than some of these hitters might expect.
That brings up Kai Berkey. Berkey, second baseman today for Lincoln East. He booted one of those ground balls in the top of the first, but it did not come back to hurt the Spartans. Berkey, the 2-hitter wearing number 1 for Lincoln East, watches ball 1 up and away. The wind is not sure what it wants to do today as it cuts in and out. It sometimes is a little more aggressive. Other times it's just a slight breeze. Earlier in the day, it was blowing directly out to right center field. Then it changed to blowing out to right field. Now it's blowing in towards home plate. The Berkey shows bunt, and it's a ball in the dirt. 3-0 coming up to Kai Berkey. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Similar conversation to Worthley. If you get Berkey on anybody before you reach a Vasco or Springer, you feel pretty good about their chances to be able to at least advance 180 feet or so. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the netting on the right side. Full count coming up.
Good long at bat here by Berkey. Leadoff hitter Worthley saw only 2 pitches. We saw something similar there in the first inning with Shortridge. So good job by the 2 and 3 hitters for these lineups of picking their leadoff guys up a little bit.
The 3-2 pitch, 1 out. It hits the inside corner, and Berkey goes down looking. A great bounce back. Good job coming from behind by Sammy Janes as he comes all the way back from being down 3-0 in the count to strike out Kai Berkey for out number 2 here in the top of the first. And now that brings the future Kansas State Wildcat, A.J. Avasco, up to the plate. He is starting at first base, and he is powerful standing in that left-handed batter's box. And he watches ball 1 on the outside part, 1-0. Avasco, his stats, once again, kind of jump off the page. 8 home runs, 52 runs driven in as he watches ball 2 just a tad inside.
With lefty-on-lefty matchups here, Nick, especially a guy like Avasco, as big as he is, the temptation is going to be to try to get around the ball and pull it. But what he did there was go opposite field. Not maybe intentional, but we've seen both defenses shift over their center fielder pretty substantially on the right field side of second base. And the left fielder then is playing more so, not even halfway in between, much more shaded towards second base. So there's a lot of room for this nice line drive between shortstop and third base, which is just as good as some to the right center gap.
So Avasco pops this one out of play very far down the third base line, but foul. So 2 balls, 1 strike coming up. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Nobody on as Janes has been able to retire the first 2 hitters in this Spartans lineup. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Avasco fouled back as he took a hearty cut at that one. We're even at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first. You feel good about this start if Sammy Janes can get 3 up, 3 down. 2-2 pitch. Just a tad low, 3-2. Once again, we talk about the discipline. We talked about that in the Elkhorn South game as well. Discipline by some of these hitters is impressive. The 3-2 way outside, and Avasco takes a 2-out walk.
Good patience, good approach there by Avasco, not taking the bait on pitches that moved away from him on the outside part of the plate.
So now that brings up Garrett Springer. Springer DHs today. He started behind the dish on Friday. Springer, how about this for Springer, that is, had himself a really nice Friday as he steps in to face Janes. The first pitch swung on, skied high. This one will stay in play. The first baseman ranging over, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch to end the inning. Springer goes down on just 1 pitch, and a nice job in the top of the first by Sammy Janes, getting 3 of the first Spartan 4 hitters to go down, and that will do it for inning number 1. After 1 inning of play, we're still scoreless between the Spartans and the Silverhawks. We'll come right back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
No score through 1 inning of play at Warner Park. Paul Shortridge toes the rubber, fires first pitch down and in to Alex Vokoun. First pitch of the second inning, a ball in the dirt. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer with you here. Had 2 games in the books already today. 3rd game of the day. Then we'll have the nightcap about 40 minutes after this one. 1-0 from Shortridge. Up in the zone, taken 2-0. Shortridge working quickly, fires on the fastball, fouled off to the right side by Vokoun. That's a 2-1 count right now. Seeing more platoon here, Nick. We saw a lot of righty-righty matchups the first couple days. Now we're seeing some mixing and matching as this ball skied into the Bermuda Triangle there. In comes the left fielder for Lincoln East. That is Troy Peltz, who makes the catch for the first out of the second inning.
I will say I do like the approach at the plate. I think and obviously it might be too early to tell, but most times when Lincoln Southwest has been ahead in the count, they've been hunting that fastball from Paul Shortridge. He can command the off speed really, really well. He can mix up his pitches that we talked about, but they've been done a really nice job of attacking that 2-0 fastball, 2-1 fastball there.
Into the right-handed batter's box steps Brandon Clark. Clark on the year, 290 hitter. 11 hits in 38 at-bats. Shortridge is 1-0. Taken over the outside corner, called strike.
Conversely, Paul has done a really nice job of, whenever being behind in the count, trying to even it up, throwing competitive pitches.
Not nibbling, he's being aggressive. Clark turns on a fastball, yanks it foul past his third base coach. Advantage Shortridge in the count 1-2.
We're also seeing a lot of fastball from Paul, right? At the start of this game, I think it's good. Establish yourself early, and then you can worry about some of the cuter stuff.
He does go cute on the 1-2, gets the strikeout as Clark swings right over the breaking ball. Just like that, 2 quick outs in 8 pitches for Paul Shortridge after 15 pitches in the first.
Yeah, Paul Shortridge is one of those pitchers that if you're Lincoln Southwest, you don't want to let him get into this groove. He's very, very strong. If he can feel like he's dominating from start to finish, and got to figure out a way to mix up his timing.
Another righty now for Lincoln Southwest. It's Caleb Bolte. He steps in, a 171 hitter on the year. He's a junior. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch, a fastball over the outside corner, called strike one. Number 3 on the mound, number 2 in the box. Shortridge wind and kick. Here comes the 1-1, taken outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I think it's also important to note, just as we get closer towards the championship, and I'll continue my point after this pitch here.
That one fouled off down the right field side, just over the leaping attempt from the Southwest student section.
But
got to run to a spot, work through that one.
Yeah, there you go, drop step. But no, what I was going to say is as we get closer to the state championship next Friday, or this Friday now, is you're going to see a lot more talented pitchers, right? Some of the better stuff that these teams are going to see throughout the course of the season as they foul this one out. Once again, very similar spot there, maybe just a little more shallow. But what I was going to say is you're going to have to really take advantage of opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. They're not going to come very often. So in these innings where you get a leadoff walk or you get a leadoff single or even a double, you really got to make the opponent pay, because going up against Shortridge or even Sammy Janes in that case, you're not going to get a plethora of opportunities.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the second inning. Late timeout called by Bolte. Lincoln East crowd doesn't like it.
More so late call rewarded by the umpire as well.
Shortridge quickly goes with the slide step out of the windup. Not something you see a lot, Nick, and that's something that I think you can attribute to Shortridge being so confident in his abilities that he's able to mix up his timings even out of the windup. As there's a liner right back up the box. Shortridge, calm, cool, collected, reaches up that right hand to secure the final out. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning. For Lincoln East, it will be Peltz, Lessig, and Senstock. Don't go anywhere. More high school state baseball action in Class A comes your way momentarily on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at membersowncu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Sammy James about had his head taken off by his catcher Landon Sandy on the throw down to second base, but all is well. The lefty is atop the mound as he begins his second inning of work. 15 pitches for him in the first. A walk to A.J. Vasco, the only damage done by Lincoln East. Troy Pelt steps in the left-handed batter's box against the lefty Sammy James. He takes a breaking ball for strike one. Pelt's on the year a .338 hitter. Takes strike two. Now down in the count 0-2.
We're seeing both these pitchers really attacking that fastball, right? Wanting to get command of it early on. And they thought he got him on that corner right there as well.
Sandy popped up like he was trying to go around the horn. Almost looked like a back pick motion, but that pitch was just outside. So it's 1-2 the count to Troy Peltz. Swing and a miss. There it is. Landon Sandy gets the throw down to first base. This time, second strikeout on the day for Sammy James. First one was looking. This time he gets Troy Peltz swinging. That brings to the plate the right fielder, Owen Lessig, wearing number 6 for Lincoln East. On the year, Lessig a .321 hitter.
We both talked about it here, Austin, as Lessig takes ball one. Neither one of these pitchers the tallest guy out there, but man, they do have the velocity to kind of blow it past a couple of guys.
Breaking ball, tails in, nips the outside corner, count runs even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Janes, chopped. Janes gets out of the way. Good communication there. Oh, the stretch is not far enough. So just like that, Owen Lessig will trot to second base. I'm going to consider that one an error, Nick. I think the better throw gets Lessig by a step, wasn't necessarily busting it out of the box. And over there at first base, it was number 11, Vokoun. Didn't come off the base to go get that. Tried to rely on his natural length. Yeah, it is officially ruled an error. So with that, Lincoln East has the first runner in scoring position of the day. It's Owen Lessig at second base with 1 out after the reach bond error. That brings up number 4, Joey Senstock.
Yeah, Senstock, the future Husker here, as he hits 7th in this lineup. Did so last year, hasn't changed that this season.
Senstock a righty.
Remember what we just talked about, Austin, is the opportunities are going to be coming few and far between against some of these guys.
Another late timeout. I didn't see Senstock call for that one, Nick. I think that was just the umpire discretion there.
Mm-hmm. How about this? So this is one thing I was going to say is the catcher has to yell out his commands to the pitcher on each pitch.
There's a base hit to right field. It will not score Lessig. Good job getting it in quickly. A base knock to right field for Joey Senstock. Lessig froze. Nick, I thought he could have taken another shuffle step or two of a secondary lead. It wasn't hit overly hard, and the right fielder's playing plenty deep, so I think a better read knowing Lessig might score the game's first run on that. But now for Southwest and Sammy Janes, you can at least attempt to induce a double play ball. It's going to be tough. Mason Gaines is the batter. He plays center field. But if you can get him to roll over on one or hit a 2-hopper up the middle, you like your chances of getting out of the inning unscathed.
Lefty-lefty matchup from Janes to Gaines.
Janes, first pitch a strike as Gaines shows bunt.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Senstock in motion either here. Lincoln East might try to see, okay, you're behind in the count. Maybe he'll throw an off-speed pitch. Let's see if we can get Senstock in motion.
Shuffling lead. There's a base hit to left field. That'll score the game's first run. Mason Gaines goes the other way. Station to station go the Spartans. In the second inning, we have the game's first run as Lessig crosses home plate on the RBI single to left by Mason Gaines.
So important to note, and we did so many times on Saturday, Austin, when you and I were with each other, is that, man, it's not the hit that hurt you. It was that error that ended up coming around and scoring. If there was no error, you would be here with 2 outs, and there'd just be 2 guys on base on first and second.
Runners on first and second now for Tanner Peterson, wearing number 5 in the blue pinstripes, a .208 hitter this year. Another righty in the box against the lefty Janes. He's set now, steps off the rubber. All this, Nick, in only 10 pitches for Sammy James. Lincoln East has been aggressive here in the batter's box in the second inning. James and Sandy both looking over to the dugout. Now Sandy's out of his crouch. He's going to take the jog 60 feet, 6 inches to talk to his pitcher.
There's some miscommunication going on between the catcher, Landon, Sandy, and James. I don't know if they're concerned about Lincoln East being able to see and pick their signs. I'm not sure what the communication has been, but this issue with wristbands in game 1 of the state tournament. Now here we are already in the second inning having issues.
James at the letters as Peterson squares to bunt up the foul line for about 45 feet before ultimately rolling foul. Picked up right as soon as it touched foul territory by the third baseman. That is number 2, Caleb Bolte, who lined out to end the bottom of the first, or top of the second, I should say.
Yeah, I think they need to do a better job raking this field. They have there must be some clumps down there because that ball sat on that foul line for a long time, for about 40 feet up that third base line, and then ultimately just bounced foul. It must have hit a rock or something that they got painted there.
It looked like it started foul, went back fair, and then curved back foul once more. So it's 0-1. James to Peterson, who squares to bunt, takes it over the inside corner for strike 2, now down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. That's when, Nick, I think you get the bat head out in front of, turn it down the third base line.
Well, especially if you're trying to bunt it down the third base line, that is the easiest pitch to bunt down that third base line. An inside ball, you don't have to change the angle a whole lot. It's right where you need it to be.
James tosses a fastball shoulder high. Peterson watches it go.
Because if there's an outside pitch, you have to get your hands all the way out there, and to establish the angle down third base line, man, it's a lot tougher than if that pitch is inside like that one was.
James is set at 1-2, another fastball. Tails away outside, Sandy out of his stance to retrieve it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 15 pitch first inning for Sammy James. He's already at 14. Now runners on first and second base, 1 out, 1 run across for Lincoln East so far. This inning, RBI single off the bat of Mason Gaines. Here's James set at that back shoulder. He disengages. Now he's got the runner caught in a rundown between second and third base. Diving back. Out at second base is number 4. That's Joey Senstock. So Senstock has a single. He's picked off, got going just a step or 2 early, Nick.
I was just going to say, though, really good backside running by the runner at first base, which is Mason Gaines. Just because, and I didn't mean to cut you off during the middle of the play, Joey Senstock has to get in a rundown long enough to allow Gaines to get to second base. He did so. Gaines was already standing on second base by the time he got tagged out. So now, yes, you certainly lose an out, but now you still have a runner in scoring position.
Single should score him as Peterson punches it through the right side. Gaines being waved home. He will score without a throw to the plate. It's cut off at first base. Now another back pick. There they caught Peterson 1 step too far. Good heads-up play in the field by Lincoln Southwest. It was the first baseman for the Silverhawks, Alex Vokoun, who received it, tossed it back to the second baseman, Brennan Vernon, for the tag in the final out, but not before 2 runs crossed the plate on 3 hits for the Spartans. It's 2-0, Lincoln East leading Lincoln Southwest. We turn our attention to the third inning. We'll be back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Austin Norman, Nick Sainert with you from Warner Park. It's 2-0 Lincoln East leading Lincoln Southwest. Nick, last inning you were talking about taking advantage of opportunities. Lincoln East scores the game's first 2 runs, but it feels like with Senstock getting picked off in a rundown and then Peterson getting tagged out on almost a back pick sort of play, that was more Lincoln East running themselves out of the inning than it was Lincoln Southwest.
Well, especially with the top of your order coming up next, right? Because now that Peterson got tagged out at first, he was the 9-hitter in the lineup. That means you have Worthley up next, and that's certainly a guy that can cause some damage. So happy that you got the 2 runs. You're excited and glad that you got an early lead, but ultimately feel like maybe you could have gotten a couple of more if some decisions went differently there. But also that pickoff, I think, also speaks more to Sammy James, right? As Moore takes a first pitch strike down Broadway, Shortridge ready to go once again, and he misses low and away 1-1. But that speaks more once again to Sammy James. Mix up the timing. Don't allow Lincoln East to feel like you're in a routine, or don't allow yourself to get into a routine to where Lincoln East can run on you all day. 2 balls, 1 strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike to Moore, the 8-hitter in this lineup, the starting right fielder today for Lincoln Southwest. Swung on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coming up to number 15, Jackson Moore, the senior outfielder, hitting just below 370 on the season. The quick pitch is skied high. Avasco will have a play on this one as he drifts towards the Southwest dugout, camps under it, and catches it for out number 1. So F3 on the putout. And that brings up Brennan Vernon. Vernon, the 9-hole hitter, the starting second baseman here on this Lincoln Southwest roster. Vernon wearing number 21 with a bright orange bat with a little bit of blue accent on it. The first pitch of the AB from Shortridge swung on, hit well out to short. Senstock corrals it in the lap, and he fires it over to Avasco and beats him by a mile. Quickly, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. So that was kind of a funky look for Joey Senstock. He didn't field it the most clean, but however, he was able to still corral it and flip it over from his glove side to his throwing hand and fired it over to the big, tall, lean Avasco at first base for out number 2. Brings up the top of the order, Hudson Schaefer. Swung on, hit well to the third baseman, backhanded by the third baseman, Peterson. And how about that? Paul Shortridge, I think, is in a little bit of a groove as he goes 3 up, 3 down. No hits, no runners, and nobody left on base for Lincoln Southwest. They go 1, 2, 3. Shortridge with 5, 6, 7 pitches in the top of the 3rd. And that's all it takes as we maneuver to the bottom of the 3rd. Due up for Lincoln East. It's the top of the order. Worthley, Berkey, and Avasco when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It is the bottom of the 3rd. Lincoln East leads 2-0. They have out-hit the Spartans 3-0 as well. The Spartans and the Silverhawks each have 1 error apiece. As Sammy James goes back to work here in the bottom half of the 3rd to Jeter Worthley, and he throws ball 1 low and away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch grounded, tipped by the glove of James. He's able to corral it, throws out the speedy Worthley at first for out number 1. A nice job of staying composed by Sammy James, because especially when you know Jeter Worthley is running down that first baseline, you got to move quick.
That's both lefties there, Nick, that have made a play off their glove. Shortridge in the first inning caught it, dropped it, cool as a cucumber. There it was Janes actually wearing green like a cucumber. Had to fumble for the ball a little bit, but did a good job getting it in time.
Now a quick one hit out to the third baseman as it's fielded cleanly and fired over to first base in time. Second out before I could even look up from my scorebook. So 5-3 on the putout. And that brings up AJ Avasco. Avasco walked back in the first inning to start us off. With Garrett Springer on deck. Lefty-lefty matchup swung on, hit well out to right center field. It's down for a base knock, and Avasco has a 2-out single. Coming up next is the designated hitter, Garrett Springer. Springer went 2 for 3 on Friday. He had a double and a single, a couple of RBIs as well, and that come from behind win against Millard North. Millard North's season is done. They fell to Millard South earlier today, as well as Bellevue West, who lost to Elkhorn South. 2-0 your score. Sammy Janes fires home, and it's upstairs. Ball 1.
Little pet peeve of mine, Nick. What Sandy did was he jumped out of his stance and faked a throw to first base. I never played catcher. Maybe you see it differently having been a catcher, but I would keep that just in the back of my mind. If I see the guy get an extra step, instead of letting him know I see him, I pull that surprise card later on.
Avasco runs. The throw is high. It's corralled by the second baseman, Vernon. Did he hold on? He did, and Avasco is tagged out as he's caught stealing. I will say an incredible job by Brennan Vernon grabbing that one high in the air, jumping up, going down, and tagging AJ Avasco. And it looks like Michael Lanik, the head coach, is having that conversation with Avasco. Not sure he was supposed to steal there. Once again, it goes back to the numbers. Why shout numbers when you are 200 feet away from somebody instead of just having a visual sign? We go to the top of the fourth inning. Lincoln Southwest due up when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Trent Buda, the lefty in the box for Lincoln Southwest, facing a fellow lefty, Paul Shortridge. First pitch outside for a ball, as is the second pitch. So very quickly, it's Trent Buda up in the count 2-0. Looking for one pitch, one spot to drive here. Lincoln East plays the lefty pretty straight up. Another breaking ball from Shortridge. This one in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. Nick, after a 7-pitch inning from Shortridge, if I'm Buda, I'm taking all the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially, once again, what a leadoff walker, just base runner can do for you is monumental.
3-0 pitch across for a strike. Buda fouls off the 3-1 offering. Not the swing you're looking to put on a 3-1 pitch. Maybe it's the right pitch he wants to hit, but not the result you want in the batter's box. So the count runs full. Shortridge has battled back from down 3-0. He kicks and delivers. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Just like that. Paul Shortridge down in the count 3-0, fires 3 straight strikes. First out of the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, really good job by Paul. Paul Shortridge, once again, coming all the way back from behind 3-0 in the count and throws 3 straight competitive pitches and gets Buda to strike out looking.
That brings up Landon Sandy. He reached in the first inning. First base runner of the day. He reached on an error by the second baseman, Kai Berkey. Sandy takes a ball. Donning the catcher's gear today. Sandy swings, rips it back up the middle on one hop to Senstock. He drops it, still fires across. Good stretch by Vasco to just get Sandy by about 3/4 of a step. Pretty good handiwork there by Joey Senstock over at shortstop. That ball was hit hard on a short hop right at him.
Yeah, I'll say that. I mean, it kind of ate him up a little bit. He had to kind of absorb that one into his body near the grass, but a really nice job of showing off the arm and a great job of stretching while anchoring the first base bag over here on the right side by Vasco.
Brings up the cleanup hitter. It's Caden Ransom. Ransom struck out swinging his first at bat. Take just off the plate. 1-0. Shortridge quickly back to work. 1-0. Also outside, slightly low as well. 2-0. 2 outs, nobody on, Nick. This is where 2-0, 3-1, you are looking for something to do damage with. Try to get a ball down the line into a gap to get yourself into scoring position for your 5-hole hitter.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with some of the guys that they have coming up in their lineup. Not guys that are going to blow you away with a ton of power, but certainly can continue to kind of pass the baton down that line.
It's Vokun on deck and Brandon Clark in the hole. 2-1 swung on and missed. Big cut there by Caden Ransom. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Once again, maybe not the type of swing that you wanted, but I like the approach, the willingness to go up and attack as Shortridge ready to work quickly.
Sky-high pop-up of Vasco gives it a look. That'll reach the seats about halfway up there on the first base side.
Almost hit the lemonade man.
I
appreciate that they have a lemonade man out here.
Oh, I do too. If it hits the lemonade man, does the batter get a free lemonade? Is that how that works between innings?
The lemonade man just disappeared a couple of years ago from Haymarket Park, and it was pretty devastating. I do think, back to the baseball, I think the umpire just had a conversation about, hey, let's watch the quick pitch from Paul Shortridge.
Shortridge delivers just low and outside. Good take there by Ransom. You could see that he wanted to try to protect the plate, but he managed to hold off. So that's a full count with 2 outs. Shortridge quickly winds. There's a ground ball through the right side. That's a base hit. Caden Ransom on for the first time today. That's the first hit for the Silverhawks.
Yeah, once again, I like the approach. I have a feeling that Paul Shortridge has really good control of that changeup. That 2-2 offering looked a lot like a changeup where it just kind of had that flat look, but then just dove down and towards the dirt because Caden Ransom kind of had to squat to lay off of that one. He was wanting to maybe take a hack at it, but ultimately did not and gets that base hit through the right side.
Vasco not holding the runner at first base. He's up in the cut. It's Alex Vokun at bat right now. Shortridge's first pitch in for a strike.
Something to certainly watch here also is so many people just think that when you pick off, you have to tag their chest or their shoulder. If they pick over to first, they could just tag their foot, as it's kind of tricking the base runner to say, hey, yeah, go ahead and get off base. We have plenty of time. As
soft ground ball thrown into the stands by the third baseman. That's Tanner Peterson, who was picked off to end the second inning, throws it into the stands, and just like that, with 2 outs, that's 2 runners in scoring position. Second error of the day for Lincoln East. Alex Vokun on second base. It's Caden Ransom on third, bringing up Brandon Clark wearing number 10. He struck out his first time. Huge spot for redemption for him here, Nick.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And this is, once again, one of those opportunities. All right, because of something that Lincoln East has done or not done successfully, you have a chance to come back into this one.
Shortridge's first pitch, a fastball over the outside corner, strike 1. Here's another piece of balance, Nick. Use the breaking stuff, but Worthley's got to be right on top of it.
Absolutely. And that's the first time that I haven't agreed with the approach at the plate. Man, Shortridge is just going to try to command that fastball. You got to be looking to hit that something through that right side. You don't need a double here. You need a base knock.
The 0-1 brought home up the middle. Medium depth line drive. And Lincoln East is out of the inning. Paul Shortridge strands 2 batters, first on a single, then the error. So no runs off of 2 runners left on base for the Silverhawks. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lincoln East looking to build on its 2-0 lead. We'll tell you about it when we return to Class A state baseball action on 93.7 The Ticket.
He's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Shadows are lengthening here at Werner Park as we are halfway home. Bottom of the fourth inning, Lincoln East leads Lincoln Southwest 2-0. Stepping to the plate, Garrett Springer. He was in the batter's box to end the third inning as A.J. Avasco got caught stealing. Sammy James remains on the mound for Lincoln Southwest. He steps off.
Lincoln East currently without a third base coach.
Tried and true strategy.
Yep, there you go.
First pitch of the inning to Springer, taken low and in for a ball. Just a 6-pitch third inning for Sammy James. Now the third base coach is out there. Springer laces it back up the middle. That's on a line, but ranging over to make the play in center field with no problems. That's Trent Buda. 2 pitches, 1 out for Sammy James. That brings up number 27, Troy Peltz. He struck out leading off that second inning for Lincoln East. If you're getting the pitches you like, Nick, it's fine to go after them, but James has had low pitch counts for the last inning, and now he jumps ahead with his third pitch of the inning for a strike. You got to find that balance between aggression and finding your pitch to hit, but also Sammy James is a good pitcher as there's a ball laced right back up the box by Troy Peltz. He's on with a single with 1 out. We've seen this, Nick, from Lincoln East, too. They seem to have Sammy James tied up. Jalen Worthley has gone right back up the box a couple times. Now the last 2 hitters have been right on top of what Sammy James is throwing.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I also think, like, you go back to that inning where Lincoln East scores 2 runs. Man, you wonder what it looks like without an error on the third baseman. You wonder what it looks like if a couple of things go differently for the Silverhawks defense. That's not on Sammy James. That's on the defense. Got to make some just routine plays. Coaches always said, keep routine. Don't try to do too much. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to try to make some spectacular play out of something that can just be a nice, easy pitch and catch.
That error on the third baseman came off a swing from Owen Lessig, who stands in the box now. He's a righty.
Conversely, we saw something potentially hurt Lincoln East, and Lincoln Southwest wasn't able to convert. And so there you have it, just the kind of the tale of 2 different scenarios and outcomes.
Peltz at first, Lessig ground ball to shortstop. They'll get 1, and just in time, they turn the double play. Just like that, another 6-pitch inning for Sammy James. Nick, I wasn't sure the shortstop got it out of his glove quick enough. That's Hudson Schaefer, but it works all the same as Owen Lessig grounds into a 6-4-3 double play, and that sends us to the 5th inning. It's 2-0, Lincoln East leading Lincoln Southwest. Silverhawks coming to bat after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Welcome back into Warner Park. It's the top of the fifth inning in a quick moving game as Lincoln East leads 2-0 over the Silverhawks. First pitch of the fifth is low and out of the zone. Ball one from Paul Shortridge. Both these pitchers been extremely efficient, quick on the mound, and a leadoff line drive that's out of the glove of Senstock, and that'll be an error on the shortstop and future Husker as he maybe had that in his glove just a little nonchalantly for the Lincoln East Spartans. And now Jeter Worthley is going to call all infielders in and have a conversation with them. And now it looks like, guess what? Carter Chamberlain is going to step up into the plate. So Carter Chamberlain will pinch hit here. The spot was supposed to be for number 15, Jackson Moore. Jackson had flown out to the first baseman, so maybe that's the conversation more so for Jeter Worthley, talking scouting report here for Carter Chamberlain on where they should set up.
Whether it's scouting or just leadership, I like it, right? A pinch hitter, you get the strategy, that's a good look. Or that's your third error of the game if you're Lincoln East. That's too many for a team that only lost one game all season. If all it was a simple, hey, screw our heads on straight, we can't afford to mess around, I like that move too.
So Carter Chamberlain squares to bunt. He gets it down the first base side, a perfect bunt. He's going to do his job, advance Bolte to second base on the sacrifice. And that will bring up Brennan Vernon, the 9-hitter in this Silverhawks lineup, up to the plate with one out and a runner on second base. So we'll see. Moore can obviously re-enter the game. So we'll see if that was a permanent substitution or just a one-time scenario where they felt like Chamberlain could get the bunt down more successful than Jackson Moore. Here's the pitch, grounded back to the pitcher, Shortridge. He got a good piece on that one, but he throws it over to first base for the out, 1-3 on the putout. What I was going to say, man, Brennan Vernon hit that one pretty well, just took a nice candy hop right back to the pitcher and into the glove of Paul Shortridge, and he was able to flick it over to first for out number 2.
Good job of freezing by Bolte at second base, not bolting. And good job of Shortridge by looking him back, making sure he took that shuffle step back to second base. And then Vasco wasn't at the bag, so Shortridge had to take an extra little crow hop, led him perfectly.
So now it's 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Shortridge comes set. A pretty long lead at second. This one swung on, hit well. It's tailing towards that right center gap. The right fielder coming over. A diving catch by the right fielder, Owen Lessig, as he is able to close out the top of the fifth, save Lincoln East from allowing Lincoln Southwest to score their first run of the game, as number 2, Bolte, was sprinting around third base and going to score, but yet with a diving stop, it stays a 2-0 Lincoln East Spartans lead as we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. Due up for the Spartans is going to be Senstock, Gaines, and Peterson. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 when we return as Sammy Janes trots on to the mound for another inning of work for the Silverhawks. We go to the bottom of the fifth and come right back in 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sander, Austin Norman back with you as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning. Sammy Janes back out there for another inning of work. Really nice day so far for Sammy Janes. Very efficient from him as he's had, back-to-back consecutive 6-pitch innings, I believe, Austin?
That's what I have down. I have him at 15 in the first and 15 in the second, and then back-to-back 6-pitch innings. So that's 42 pitches across 4 innings. As a pitcher, you're looking to get out anywhere from that 12 to 17 pitch mark, especially at the high school level. Sammy Janes appears to be trading gloves out right now.
Yeah, really, really nice start to this one. Once again, as if you're Lincoln Southwest and your head coach, Mitch Vernon, you're thrilled with this outing that Sammy has been able to give you as they're finishing up the warm-up pitches. But once again, just really, really impressive start from both of these pitchers. But in this case, as we enter the bottom of the 5th, and Lincoln Southwest is in the field for sure for Sammy Janes.
And now, Nick, with the bottom of the order, this is where, if I'm Lincoln East, I'm telling him, don't be afraid to take some pitches. If Janes is attacking the zone, sure, be aggressive, but back-to-back 6-pitch innings, you can't give him a third under 10.
Well, and we've talked so much about, I've talked a lot about how I really am impressed with Lincoln Southwest's approach at the plate. It's just been really good defense, just a well-played baseball game outside of a couple of errors right from some infielders, but a really well-played baseball game from both sides. And frankly, if you're Lincoln Southwest, you're looking up there going, okay, so what's the common denominator here? What's the difference, I suppose, also, is in that second inning, they took advantage, unfortunately, of one of our errors, our lone error of the day. If you're Mitch Vernon, you can use this as motivation and say, guys, they've had 3 errors, and we haven't been able to get anything out of it. We got to figure out a way to crack the scoreboard just having 1 hit in the ball game, maybe take a couple of pitches. Lincoln Southwest has done a really nice job, I think, approaching at the plate, but not necessarily, the ball's just not finding the turf.
And that's the biggest indicator of future success. The more base runners you have, the more runs you're going to score in the long run. It's just pure math is really how it works out. They've had a comparable number of base runners, but to your point, Lincoln East has sequenced them together better, and then a nice play in the outfield by Lessig saved a run last inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and that one's just outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Janes to Joey Senstock. Senstock, the shortstop who bobbled that line drive and dropped it back in the last half inning. And strike 3, a great job by Sammy Janes, been able to get the leadoff hitter in all 5 innings. He has been able to get the leadoff hitter out, which is an incredible accomplishment when you truly think about it. If you can limit the leadoff base runners, we talked about it with Lincoln Southwest, man, that just puts you in such an advantageous position. So that is out number 1 here as this one's roped up the middle and down for a base hit from Mason Gaines. So Lincoln East now has a runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Gaines went to the right side for his RBI single. That one was a laser right back up the box.
So now that brings up Tanner Peterson. Peterson on the day, he singled, but then had an RBI back in the second inning, but then actually ended that inning. But now Michael Lanik, the head coach, is saying, no, son, you're not going to bat now. As number 2 for Lincoln East, Carter McPeak. He started at designated hitter on Friday, hitting .484 on the season in 31 at-bats. Carter McPeak is going to pinch hit for Tanner Peterson.
We saw Lincoln Southwest enter Carter Chamberlain for a pinch hit at bat. He sacrificed bunted. I wonder if we see the same from Lincoln East or not.
So McPeak on the season, as I mentioned, .484 average, 1 long ball, 13 runs driven in. He's scored 29 runs as well. As Janes comes set at the letters, looks back towards first base, lifts the leg and fires, and it's strike 1. A nice job by Janes getting up on top early, 0-1.
Should note McPeak is a righty standing in the right-hander's batter's box, so another platoon advantage here for Lincoln East.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. They'll pick over to first. Back in time is Gaines.
We've only seen that one move from Sammy Janes, Nick, the slow move. You have to think he has the quick one in his back pocket.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Lincoln East trying to add on to their lead. They have a 1-out single from Gaines as this one on the 0-1 pitch fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Lincoln East. They lead by a pair of runs that they got in the bottom of the 2nd inning. They'll quickly pick over onto the right side, and back in time is Gaines.
It does appear to be Chamberlain out in right field as well, so I'm wondering if that's the permanent substitution for at least a few innings.
It has to be, as 0-2 is the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Janes fires home, fastball upstairs, 1-2. Not a bad decision there. Now we'll see if Janes elects to try something back foot to the right-handed hitting McPeak, change the eye level a little bit. When you have a low enough pitch count at this stage of the game, you have the ability to kind of play around and waste some pitches, right? Set up pitches, if you will. You don't have to throw everything on the corners every single time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Mason Gaines is the runner at first, lifting the leg and firing just outside and up, and the back pick at first not in time by Sandy. And to your point, Austin, I mean, I'll say that also is that if you're Lincoln Southwest, keep that in your back pocket, right? Mason Gaines was no more than 10, 12 feet off the bag. Allow that for a Jeter Worthley who maybe is a little more aggressive on the base pass. Soft dribbler to the third base side. It's only going to be a play at first base and in time. A nice play there by number 2, Caleb Bolte, as he only had 1 play. It was a soft dribbler off the knuckles, and he was able to kind of field it and throw it over to first in time. A nice job there by Caleb Bolte. Mason Gaines does advance to second on the fielder's choice, and that brings the top of the Spartans order up in Jeter Worthley, the future Michigan baseballer. He comes up. He is 0 for 2 and 2 ground outs to the pitcher.
Both hit pretty well. It's not like they were soft dribblers or bunts. Jalen Worthley squared it up pretty well, just topped it.
So once again,
Jalen Jeter, obviously.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The first pitch, the at-bat, it's a breaker that doesn't work back to the zone in time. 1 ball, no strikes. Once again, Jeter getting the start at catcher today. He started the day at second base on Friday in their opening round victory against against Millard North. As the 1-0 pitch is up high, 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Lincoln East out in front by a pair of runs. Spartans are out hitting the Silverhawks 6-1. Mason Gaines stands on second, swung on and missed. A nice job of throwing a competitive pitch there by Sammy Janes. Down 2-0 in the count. Now makes it 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs.
That looked like a changeup, Nick. I think Worthley was expecting fastball, but that one I think tailed away from him to the outside part of the plate. That's a great 2-0 pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. The pitch almost hit Worthley. Not afraid to use the inside part of the plate. I'm okay with that if you're Mitch Vernon. Okay with using that inside part of the plate. We talked about it, I believe, on Saturday, Austin. That's something that maybe we don't see enough of at the high school level, is using the inside part of the plate. As Janes fires, this one grounded to the second baseman, fielded on the backhand, bobbled for a moment, fires over to first. They'll throw it home as the runner tries to go home, and he is tagged out at the plate as Michael Lannick sent Mason Gaines around third. He thought that the defense would be caught lacking, but a great job by Sandy at home plate communicating, and he tags Mason Gaines out by a mile. An even better job by the Silverhawks first baseman Vokoun, being alert, being aware, and staying composed and making an accurate throw to home plate as the Spartans take a gamble, and it does not pay off for Coach Lannick and Lincoln East. We head to the 6th inning of action. Lincoln Southwest will send hitters 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. It's Buddha, Sandy, and Ransom when we return on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to MWRbuildingandfence.com.
I'll open up heading to. So once again, Lincoln East takes a very controversial gamble, and it does not pay off, trying to go from second to home on just a routine ground ball. They did not get Worthley out at first base because the second baseman bobbled it, but a nice job by Vokoun at first base for Lincoln Southwest, being aware, staying undercomposed, because a lot of times in a situation like that, that's unique. You can rush yourself. So I understand it from that perspective. If you're Lincoln East, maybe put them in a unique spot, rush it. Maybe you cause a bad throw and the backside base running by Jeter Worthley. But in that situation, man, with once again your second hitter coming up and the rest of your meat of your lineup, pretty interesting call there by the Lincoln East Spartans. All right, 2-3-4 due up for the Silverhawks. Here's Austin Norman.
It's Trent Buda in that 2 spot. Takes the first pitch from Paul Shortridge. Just missed outside 1-0. Nick, I think back to my beloved Kansas City Royals and making Lucas Duda make that play in Game 5 of the World Series. There's a ball shot up the left field line, twisting foul from Buda, count evens at 1-1. As much as you might practice a play like that during in and out or in warm-ups, it's a different thing to pull it off in a game. It wasn't a great throw from Vokoun, but Gaines was just not even so far down the line that even though it was a bad throw, Sandy had enough time to spin all the way around. As Buda just gets nicked on the jersey. That is a nicked by pitch. He's on as the leadoff batter. Lincoln East fans not in love with that, but you did see the jersey ripple. So now Landon Sandy, the speedy Buda, playing center field on first base. 6 outs to play with for Lincoln Southwest, down 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning.
And Lincoln Southwest students trying to create a little bit of energy, create a little bit of buzz. Once again, we talked about it earlier, not many opportunities come by. You have to figure out a way to create your own energy in the moments that you have. And so far, this is one of the few where they've gotten a leadoff base runner on, which is a positive. Now you also have hitters 3, 4, 5 due up next.
Shortridge to the lefty, Sandy. Pitch is low for a ball. Lincoln Southwest students with the blackout theme. Lincoln East, less of a theme, but a little Hawaiian, tropical, something going on, at least in the first few rows. As Sandy squares the bunt, Worthley with the back pick. It's late. 1-1 the count. We'll see if Lincoln Southwest keeps the bunt sign on or if they let their 3-hole hitter, their catcher, Landon Sandy, swing away. He calls time.
Once again, Silverhawks only been able to muster 1 hit against Paul Shortridge today.
Shortridge comes set. He's letter high, now belt high. He pauses, peeks at first. Lob throw over to first.
Buda does have the capability to run. Tall, lengthy dude as well.
Not an overly threatening lead, but typically add as soon as the pitcher comes set. Shuffles half a step. Shortridge gives him a look. Sandy on the ground, just short. Here's Senstock from a knee to second for 1. Over to first. Not dug by Avasco. It gets away. Sandy will put the brakes on. Didn't make a huge break towards second. Did turn that way and take a step, so he scampers back to first base. That is a 6-4 fielder's choice. Runner still on first, but now with 1 out. And Nick, I would say that's even maybe a downgrade for Lincoln Southwest. Not that Sandy's a bad athlete, but if you could have Buda's speed on the base paths, I think you prefer that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it also goes back to, all right, are you curious of, should you have bunted Landon Sandy? Should you have had Sandy bunt to allow Buda to get over in the into the second base bag? I think if it was a 1-run ball game, things are a little different there. I think if Buda would have been the tying run, then I think certainly you consider bunting no matter who's up in your lineup. But Coach Lanik frustrated with something, but so he's out there to talk once again to the umpire, but now he'll trot off a little disappointed, it appears.
Wonder if that's about the slide. I didn't see anything malicious or negligent from Buddha sliding into second base. I thought that was just normal base running.
I would have to agree. As Paul Shortridge, I mean, so it'll be interesting to see if they yank the leash on Shortridge at all throughout the next couple of innings, or if they're going to try to stick out with him for the entirety of the game.
There is a righty up in the bullpen almost straight across from us as Shortridge delivers the first pitch to Ransom. It's high and out, ball one. So it's Sandy on first for Lincoln Southwest. Silverhawks trail it 2-0. Here's Paul Shortridge. He's set at the belt. Gives a glance to first. Here's a fly ball lifted to center field. Ranging over is the center fielder. That's Mason Gaines. He settles under it, makes the one-handed catch, 2 outs. Right swing, right pitch to swing at just underneath it just a little bit. That brings up Caden Ransom. He's the DH today. Or sorry, this is Alex Vokoun. My bad. That was Ransom on the fly out. So here's Vokoun. He flew out to left field in the second inning and then reached on an error by the third baseman in the fourth. Vokoun, the righty, stands in, takes ball one inside. Vokoun, a multicolored bat in that right-handed batter's box.
It feels a lot more often that with Paul Shortridge, he's actually started behind in the count and had to work himself back. He's done so effectively, where with Sammy Jaynes, he's been able to start ahead and kind of work ahead.
Shortridge thought about breaking the play and held his balance long enough to make a throw over to first base. Sandy's back in plenty of time. Shortridge set again. Sandy, one hard step towards second, but he pauses. Now 2-0 the count as Shortridge misses low. Austin Norman, Nick Sainert with you from Werner Park. Turned out to be a beautiful day for baseball as the 2-0 offering from Shortridge fouled off by Vokoun. That's into the right field stands. Into a section with a handful of people. Someone could have made a play on it. Shortridge got out of the fifth inning on 5 pitches. He's in this sixth inning. That one jammed out to the second baseman and over to first. That is Kai Berkey over to AJ Vasco. No damage for the Silverhawks. They have 3 outs to work with in the top of the 7th, but first, Lincoln East looking to expand on its 2-0 lead. They scored in the second and not since. We'll tell you about it when we return to Werner Park here in just a minute on 93.7 The Ticket.
Is on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Millard West and Creighton Prep warming up out beyond left center field.
Shooting hoops.
They are.
Hanging on the basketball rim. Just wanted to point this out here once again. So the winners brackets are the games that we're on right now. The winner will play tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. against the winner of our next game. Or excuse me, I apologize on that one. They will play on May 15th. So they get the tomorrow off. They get May 14th off. They will play at 10 a.m. against the winner of our next game. The loser has to play on tomorrow at 4 p.m. against what would have been Millard South.
There you go. It's Sammy Janes on the bump as Kai Berkey is in the right-handed batter's box. He squared to bunt in the first pitch, and now he does again the second pitch. Janes gets to it. He flips it to first just in time. Good stretch by Vokun over at first base. Berkey retired by just a step, leading off the home half of the sixth frame.
I really like that. That's a really tough play for I like the decision by Kai Berkey. And the reason why is when you have a left-handed pitcher, they have to make a decision when it's a ball up the first base line. Does he want to switch his feet, throw across his body, or does he want to make a glove side turn? That time he elected with option number 1, and he barely got it. Really nice bunt with speed and direction by Kai Berkey.
Now it's AJ Vasco, left-handed batter against left-handed hitting Sammy Janes. Count runs even at 1-1 strike. After that first pitch, you saw Lane and Sandy point to Sammy Janes. He liked the location of the pitch, even though Vasco didn't bite on it. Does swing at the third offer, and it's a loud foul ball down the left field line, 1-2.
Once again, a really nice job by Sammy Janes for Lincoln Southwest, coming back from being behind in the count, and now you're in an advantageous position. A lot of options here at 1-2.
Vasco takes fastball, letter high for a ball. Count runs even, 2-2. I see a little Bryce Harper and AJ Vasco, kind of coiled up left-handed stance. Number 7, Vasco pokes it to the third baseman, firing across the diamond. Plenty of time. Easy second out of the inning. Only 2 runs of the game came back in the second inning as Lincoln East scored twice. Been plenty of traffic on the base paths, but good job by Shortridge and Sammy Janes here for Lincoln Southwest, preventing any more damage. That's Garrett Springer. He's the DH today. He steps into the box. He's a right-handed hitter. First pitch swung on, popped up. That'll stay on the infield. Ranging over to his right just a few steps is the second baseman, Brennan Vernon. That's the final out of the 6th inning. Incredibly efficient from Sammy Janes yet again. That is, I believe, an 8-pitch.
Wow.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and that might be Lincoln East's last chance at bat, but Lincoln Southwest has something to say about it. Paul Shortridge makes his way out to the mound. His team leads 2-0. For Lincoln Southwest, it'll be Clark, Bolte, and Chamberlain. Nick Sainer will tell you about it after the break.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Brandon Clark, Caleb Bolte, and Carter Chamberlain due up. That's 6, 7, and 8 in the Southwest Silverhawk lineup. Paul Shortridge still on the mound. He's under 80 pitches for the Spartans. 2-0 as we head to the 7th inning. Here to tell you about it, Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin. Once again, top of the 7th inning as Paul Shortridge back out there for his 7th inning of work. He's held the Silverhawks to just 1 hit over 6 innings of play. Man, really unfortunate. If you look at Lincoln Southwest, look up at the scoreboard and you look at the performance that Sammy Janes has been able to give you, and that your offense just needs to find something that sticks on the wall. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Clark as Dayton Engelbart will be the pinch hitter.
Good sign after he was the one that got banged up by running into the wall in the first game, right, Nick?
You're correct. So Engelbart is in there to face Paul Shortridge. It is a lefty-lefty matchup.
Engelbart, a .276 hitter on the year, 16 of 58 at the plate, 10 runs driven in.
So here we go, top of the 7th. Lincoln East is 3 outs away from really being in the driver's seat. First one, grounded, shortstop. Senstock bump, muffs it. As that's the 2nd error of the day on Joey Senstock, the future Husker. And Lincoln Southwest has their leadoff runner on.
I don't know if Senstock ever saw that ball. His eyes weren't on it very long.
1 hitter and now a runner, as it looks like potentially number 18 or maybe number 10 rather. 24
is in the batter's box.
They did sub in
Clark
back for Engelbart. So Clark is back into the game. I apologize, but another pinch hitter here for Caleb Bolte as number 24, Ty Phillips, checks in. He will hit from the left side once again. Shortridge, the first pitch, swung on, hammered left side foul, 0-1. Trying to get all of our ducks in a row here, so bear with us as a couple of substitutions happen quickly. The umpire just has to wave up here and say, hey, these guys are new, but he doesn't have to write it down on a piece of paper. So here it is. This one hit well out to right field, right at the right fielder, unfortunately, for Lincoln Southwest as wow. Phillips put a drive into that one and crushed it out to right field, but right at Owen Lessig for out number 1.
Pretty standard line drive hit on the screws, but Nick, what makes that play so tough is the sun. It's on the third base side. You can see the shadows starting to lengthen. The light poles are just past the infield dirt. The sun had to be right in Lessig's face.
That brings up Carter Chamberlain. First pitch down the heart of the plate for strike 1. So an unfortunate piece of hitting there. That's just how baseball is at times. If you are Phillips, you roped the first pitch down the right field line. If that's a couple of feet farther to the right and continues to tail, you're talking about, Clark being able to come all the way around from first to score, and you're pulling into second, if not third. Carter Chamberlain down 0-2. And time was called by the umpire, because Chamberlain even swung at that one. So Chamberlain didn't call time. Jeter Worthy behind the dish didn't realize that Chamberlain wasn't the one that called time. Paul Shortridge went ahead and threw it, and it was fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes here to Carter Chamberlain. The pitch, up and away, ball 1.
It's a good waste pitch. Try to get him to chase a fastball, let her high and out.
So Engelbart reached on an error. They put Clark back in, who sits on first base. The 1-2, low in the dirt, good body behind Jeter Worthy behind the dish. And I say that because that hasn't been so easy for a lot of other catchers here today in other games.
Good job of Chamberlain, too, of resisting the eye level change, right? High fastball, low breaking ball, didn't chase either.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Paul Shortridge comes set at the belt, and he'll pick over to first. Back in time was Clark. Brandon Clark back in safely at first. He gets his lead once again. The 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled again off to the right side. It's 2-2. Brennan Vernon is in the on-deck circle, the 9-hitter in this Southwest lineup. Feel really good about it if you could get back to the Buddha, Ransom, and Sandy order. Chamberlain swings. This one hit out to center field, fairly routine, and Mason Gaines comes away with it, and the Spartans are 1 out away. So 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. The lone hit of the game came on a Caden Ransom hit through in between the first baseman and the second baseman back in the 4th inning. 2-0 is your score. Lincoln East out in front by a pair of runs. 4 errors on the day for the Spartans. The first pitch swung on, lined, and it's right at the third baseman as Peterson is able to corral the line drive off the bat of Brennan Vernon, and Lincoln East is able to improve to 2-0 in the 2024 Class A State Baseball Tournament. Lincoln Southwest falls to 1-1, and they have a date scheduled tomorrow against Millard South in an elimination game. Lincoln East is still on track to defend their 2023 state championship as they begin 2-0 and await 2 days until they play on May 15th at 10 a.m. So once again, your final score, 2-0 Lincoln East out in front. They win it 2-0 over Lincoln Southwest. Austin, incredible effort by both starting pitchers today.
Absolutely. I'll talk about Shortridge first as he just closed it out. 81 pitches for him, dealt with traffic pretty much all night long because the defense didn't necessarily help him out. We saw an interesting balance here, Nick, of some really great plays by a guy like Lessig in the outfield and timely double plays by Lincoln East. But 4 errors is not a way to win a state championship. You have to think Lincoln East is going to have to address that and respond, because if they make even 2 or 3 errors, that might be the difference in the game against the winner of the next game. But for Sammy James, gutty effort. Just the one long inning, but he got out of it without allowing any runs. Just poor sequencing, right, from the defense. A missed opportunity that could have been the first out of an inning leads to so much more than I think Lincoln Southwest wanted. Gutty effort from Sammy James. 2 complete games there. Just a lack of opportunity taken advantage of on offense for Lincoln Southwest.
Well, yeah, the book is officially closed, obviously, on both of these pitchers. Paul Shortridge, 7 innings, 1 hit allowed, just 3 strikeouts. It wasn't like he had overpowering stuff today. He just allowed his defense to work. And as Austin said, maybe that wasn't the smartest decision at all times, but allowed his defense to work. They did have 4 errors, but ultimately enough worked around him. 1 walk on the day, not a lot of free passes, and 3 strikeouts, no earned runs, and Paul Shortridge gets the win. Once again, gutsy performance from Sammy James, 2 earned runs in that one. He had 1, 2, 3 strikeouts as well. Not a whole lot of walks, as I can quickly count it up here. One walk from Sammy James. So once again, not a lot of free passes given today, and that's the name of the game. Lincoln Southwest, perfect example of pitching, defense. It'll keep you in all these ball games because, frankly, the Spartans are fortunate. The Spartans are fortunate that with 4 errors, and they didn't hit the lights out of the baseball. With 4 errors in their offensive effort today, they're fortunate that 2 runs were enough to win this game, because most of the time, that's not the case. They were fortunate that they got a gutsy win out of Paul Shortridge.
And for Lincoln Southwest, you can take it one of 2 ways. Number one, you can say, man, we weren't good enough on offense, right? We had runners on base. We had opportunities. We didn't come through. But again, the more often you have guys on base, the more often you are going to come through. So even if it wasn't necessarily anything you did tremendously well against Paul Shortridge, you had opportunities. You had guys on base. And what stings the most is that's the 3rd time you've lost to Lincoln East. 1-0 the first time, 10-0. And now 2-0, but plenty of opportunities out there. So it's disappointing in the moment, but if you're Lincoln Southwest, your run at state isn't done yet. Nope. You have another opportunity, at least 1 more in front of you. This is motivation. This is, hey, we can play with a team that only lost 1 game this year. We have no reason to doubt ourselves. We just have to be better tomorrow.
Now, this next game is going to be just as interesting and just as competitive. We expect it to be, at least, as it's Millard West against Creighton Prep. Obviously, Millard West headlined by Arkansas commit Tyson Lewis. We're going to talk pretty extensively about Tyson Lewis. Also, Nick Van Tyker, the future Creighton Blue Jay on this Millard West roster. Creighton Prep knocked off Bellevue West Friday, 8-4. So we'll see if the 6 seed Junior Jays can have another upset this time coming against the 2 seed, the Millard West Wildcats. We'll step aside for a short time, come back within the next hour, and bring you our final game of the day from Warner Park. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman, Ben back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. We'll step aside. Your final score once again, Lincoln East is 2-0 in the state tournament as they knock off Lincoln Southwest 2-0. Millard West and Creighton Prep coming up in less than an hour. But for now, let's send it back to our studios. This has been Class A Baseball on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Owned Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Owned Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Owned Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Owned Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Gannett Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gannett Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gannett Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gannett Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GannettTrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers throughout the day. It'll be breezy too, with an afternoon high around 69. Tonight, mainly clear skies, looking over that low around 48. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine, an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Far too many kids in our community face extreme challenges due to homelessness, abuse, and neglect. Despite the troubles these kids face, we believe in them. Believe in giving them the safety and stability they deserve. Your gift on Give to Lincoln Day will help us provide services to meet kids where they're at, while also showing them how far they can go. Please make your gift to Cedars on Give to Lincoln Day.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the finish line with Bree Fansteel and James Rowland on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Okay, we are live. Here we are at 93.7 The Ticket. The